What's up, guys? My name is Brad, and this is going to be the next edition of Call of Duty ideas for Black Ops 2. I did some of these before. Some of them, most of them, rather shitty. But I put a lot more thought into this one. A lot more thought in this one. So first of all, I want to start off with like game mechanics and just some small stuff, some kind of preference things, and a bunch of other stuff that just kind of change the game a little bit. And now I think it would be better. So yeah, I'm gonna start into the gameplay mechanics and information, stuff like that. So first of all, I think players should only start with one. Oh, this is multiplayer, by the way, obviously. So players will start with one primary equipment and one secondary equipment. I also think there should be an increased field of view. I know on PC there's a view slider, but I think it could be on consoles as well, maybe to a certain extent at least, because as of right now, Call of Duty has always had a small field of view. There were, well, not recently, but I remember times where people would walk by me, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't see that goddamn bastard. And I'd watch the kill cam, and it's like, oh, he ran right in front of me, but he wasn't on my screen, so I don't know what to say other than make it a little bit wider, because in real life, we can see a little more than 180 degrees, right? In the video game, what is it? Probably 40 degrees? I don't know. I'm just pulling a random number out of my head. But yeah, I think gun damage should be relatively similar to COD 4 in terms of body damage and headshot damage, without stopping power though. So this way it would take like 3 or 4 shots to kill someone, I think. I don't know. But also, I think there should be less bullet damage to limbs. That way, I know it's already less damage to limbs, but there should be even less damage to limbs. That way, the game is more based, there's more emphasis on accuracy rather than who can get the most bullets out, who can just spray. But it should be, yeah, whoever the better aim is, better shot should win most of the time. No damage multipliers for sniper rifles at close range. No crosshair for sniper rifles when you're not scoped in, blah, blah, blah. Sniper rifle doesn't need that shit to begin with. Sniper rifle scopes, they can be removed, but the default scope on it that's there will not take up an attachment slot, so you can, it depends what your preference is. I know a lot of people like World at War rifles because they didn't have the scope, but you had the option to have the scope. I think they should bring back the party mode from World at War where you can create a party right in the lobby. I know Vonderhaar, he mentioned on Twitter that he didn't like this because it slowed down the matchmaking, but realistically, it's slow already, and it didn't. I don't think it hurt it. I don't think it hurt World at War like at all, to be honest. I think there should be health and ammo displayed in the heads-up display, the HUD. So I know your screen flashes when you get shot, blah blah blah. But I think that the health and ammo should be both in numbers on the screen. But I also think the bullet change should also be available or visible on the screen. Because I know in the Modern Warfare 2, for example, sometimes it'd be easier for me to remember how many bullets I, shot at people on average to kill them. So I'm like, okay, I got, a good significant amount of lines on the bullet chain. I'm like, yeah, that should be enough to kill someone, but it's just, I can't really tell how many things are there exactly. Unless, of course I stop and count, but what's the point of that? So, I just think it'd be neat to have that. No screen shake and shell shock from friendly explosives. All weapons have idle sway, something that the developers don't seem to like that much anymore. I know they do now, but when you aim in Modern Warfare 3, for example, you aim, there's no idle sway for a little bit, anyways, for most weapons. All weapons will have the hold breath ability. You have the option to customize sensitivity for specific weapons and controllable point streak rewards. I know some people, when they're running like an AC-130 in Modern Warfare 2, they'll like lower their sensitivity because it's like moving all over the fucking place. They'll have like a sensitivity of 8 or 10 in game or something crazy. And then they go in that, they pop it down to 3 or something. Well, why not just have the ability, oh, once I automatically go in that, I want the sensitivity to be this, this, and that. Or maybe it's like, okay, I'll run a, even I like to do this for like if I'm using regular guns, just put regular guns in quotation marks there. I like to run anywhere from 3 to a 5 sensitivity. Sometimes I'll put it up, depends if I'm in like getting really tense with the game. But when I have a sniper rifle, I always raise it up more. So why just have it like, oh, I'll pick up the sniper rifle on the ground. Now it's automatically what I want it to be rather than pausing it and changing it. I think you should be able to customize the sensitivity while you're ADS as well. That could be useful. I know in Call of Duty it slows down your aim when you aim in. I know a lot of other games don't like to do that for some reason. 25% more sprint duration when you're holding a sidearm. I think right now, as of now in Call of Duty, I think you can sprint for 4 or 5 seconds. So 1 extra second when you're holding the pistol in your actual hand. You know, that could provide some small benefit, I'm sure. Each class will have its own point streak rewards. Explosives are weaker. Shotguns, sniper rifles, and explosives will dismember players. The knife, I think, should be replaced with a melee gun butt system. 2 hits to kill. No melee lunge, because that's a pain in the ass. And then no aim assist. I know the aim assist really isn't a big deal. It doesn't really help jack shit. I know sometimes when I'm aiming at a guy, right, aiming's fine, right? I don't have a problem with aiming. But when I'm unexpectedly... When an unexpected person in the background runs past, and then my aim pulls to that guy, like, what the fuck is that? Like, hell, if I knew he was coming, hell, I could compensate for it, but it's just kind of annoying. Infinity Ward games don't allow you to turn aim assist off. World at War did, I believe, and Black Ops did. I turned that fucking shit off. Some dude told me before, oh, your aim is shit without aim assist. I'm like, okay, it's not, because it only hurts me. Oh, the knife. The knife also, the lunge and the aim assist affects the knife fucking greatly. The aim assist, sometimes I will knife at people in Modern Warfare 3. It will look at the fucking ground. What is that? Like, it will lunge at them, but the aim assist for some reason pulls me to the ground. And I don't like that. Well, like, it looks at my feet. Not literally pull me to the ground, but it will look at my feet. Machine pistols are primaries, and they are placed in the submachine gun category. No launcher secondaries. These should either be taken out completely or just placed in a perk slot somewhere. Shotguns are primary weapons. The range at which you hear footsteps is reduced. I know sound whoring is a big deal to some people, but I think it should be reduced a lot or make it less prominent. Sprinting will make your footsteps louder. Attachments are highlighted on weapon pickup icons. The HUD, I think there should be HUD customization for the map. Hell, maybe you want the map to rotate. I don't know, maybe you want a circular map. Just different things for it. Customized kill feed. A bunch of other HUD options that you can customize. Only airstrikes and the specialist point streaks will build the higher point streaks. I think this should be like that because I know a friend of mine, he got a 25 kill streak in a Juggernaut armor from the Assault package in Modern Warfare 3. He would have had a Moab, but since he was actually using a kill streak, it didn't count, even though it was still a gun. So I think specialist and airstrikes, because I don't like it when kill streaks play the game for people. I think it really kind of ruins it, in my opinion. And then people say, well, it really makes more camping. Well, people are going to do it anyways. You have two different sides of the spectrum. People camp for kill streaks because they can't get them with kill streaks, and it goes the other way too. D-pad up to cycle through earned point streaks. I think when you are targeted by something like an attack helicopter or any point streak that's like targeting you, there should be like a little symbol icon on the top of your screen, and that'll just let you know you're being targeted. I mean, it's not really a fantastic thing, but why not? Primary and secondary weapons each get one attachment or modification by default. You can hold the reload weapon button to drop an empty gun. I hate running around with a gun when I run out of bullets, and it's like, why can't I just drop it and then go around knifing people if I manage to survive somehow? Hold the switch weapons button to leave controllable point streaks early. Let's say you get an AC-130. Everyone's hiding in a building. Hell, you don't want to wait the full 30 seconds or however long it lasts, so get out of it. Simply just fucking leave. Hold the switch weapons button to pull out the knife. That way, the fucking panic knifing or whatnot. I mean, not every knife is a panic knife, of course, but the knife is fucking annoying. So I think that would be perfect. And you pull it out whenever you want. The knife is a one-hit kill anywhere to the body except the limbs. But once you pull it out, I guess you could press your normal melee button to use it. But I think R1 should slash with it, and then R2 will throw it. That way you don't need the throwing knife in the equipment slot. I just think that's silly. It's like, oh, you can knife automatically, but then you need a throwing knife to actually just throw a knife. So why not just have this? Once you throw it, now now you're forced to use the gun butt melee, unless you pick the knife back up. I think win streaks should build up a higher XP gained multiplier bonus for like the match bonus thing. So let's say, by default it's automatically times 1%, right? Times 1. So let's say you win 50 games. Now it's up to 1.1 multiplier. Something that would encourage more people to win because then they get more rewarded for it. Leaving a joined game late, or leaving a join late, yeah, you get into a game late, you leave within 30 seconds, it will not give you a loss. If you join a game and it ends within 30 seconds of joining, you will not get a loss. Point streaks will have a queue to be called in, just like Modern Warfare 2 had it. It seems like they got rid of that in Modern Warfare 3 for some reason. Hold the D-pad down to drop the flag and capture the flag or drop the bomb and search, destroy, and sabotage. Perk effects can be toggled on and off in create a class. That way, if you know, let's say Stalker in Modern Warfare 3. Let's say you don't like the fast ADS, but let's pretend it had a bunch of other effects on it. So you can disable that one effect and keep the other ones that you like. Yeah, for perks that have multiple effects, blah, blah, blah. Sleight of hand in Modern Warfare 2, I didn't like the fast ADS for snipers, so I would have disabled that. Public unranked lobbies, I think, should be a thing. I know Battlefield 3 started that type of thing with the paid servers. I know PC automatically has their own stuff. But I also think anything you customize in private match can be used in unranked custom lobbies. You can create and customize perk effects, customize options such as how long it takes to aim down your sights, weapon characteristics, the weather, sounds, gravity, bullet speed, bullet drop, point streak customization, team character models. You know, let's say, you know, you want to change anything in private match, you can change that shit. You know, get a big drop down menu. You get to change all these crazy options. And then you can use them for said unranked custom lobbies, which will not affect stats. That way people can't, like, make stupid shit like infected and stuff and then, you know, fuck up the stats or whatever. I don't know. They should be fun, right? I like my stats. Keep in mind, Modern Warfare 3 ones are pretty bad right now because of the token reset, but I sometimes like to fuck around, but I don't want to fuck up my little Care Bear stats at the same time. Let's see, customizable kill cams. Maybe you want a kill cam in third person. Maybe you want it to follow the bullet. You know, anything really. Customizable characters. Not in terms of like, oh, I want a character that looks like a panda. But no, each character would still follow the same theme. Like, okay, let's say you're an Op 4 or something. You know, you'll get a theme of the character's like clothing and stuff, but you can change certain things like, oh, okay, I want him to have a bandana, or maybe I want him to have a headband, or maybe I want him to have a hat. I don't know. But it would change for everything. Like, let's say your character's Spec Ops. Give him some goggles or something. I don't know. You just change appearances. But nothing that would divert people to get confused when they see you. I think secondaries should have camos. I think on the scoreboard, you should be able to scroll left and right with the D-pad. Just like you can scroll up and down to view names, right? Well, scroll left and right to view the map. That way you don't have to pause the game. You know, if you're doing this, you can move around the map still. You can move around while checking the scoreboard, move around while checking the map now. I think maps should have holiday versions. Now, in order for this to work, it would have to have its own playlist, or it would just have to be turned on by the developers or whoever does it, just like Double XP would. RPGs and grenade launcher kills do not count towards point streak rewards. I think undermounted attachments should, I think you should be able to aim with them, like so that way it slows down the sensitivity a little bit, and you can aim more precisely with like a master key or something. I know when I use that, I'm like, oh, I wish I could slow down my ADS with this when I'm expecting people at like, you know, whatever. Hold D-pad right to pocket point streak rewards for party members to take. This way, you know, if you're feeling generous, you can just give your shit away to people in your party, and you don't have to actually like call it in or something. I don't know. It's not really important, but I think it'd be a neat feature to go. I know sometimes I will get shit and I'll just like, here, you guys want this? Here you go. Or maybe I know I was thinking of this when I played Modern Warfare 2 a lot. It's like, wow, we're in Search and Destroy and I got like 3 UAVs. I should give one to my friend in case I die. Or, you know, that could be helpful. The point streaker will reset after the last one is received. That way you can keep getting one in the same life. D-pad left will pertain to all special equipment. So, like, let's say you have a grenade launcher on your gun, and then you have an RPG, which is in a special equipment slot. So you would tap D-pad left, and if you have the gun out, right, it's gonna switch to the grenade launcher. But you hold D-pad left, and it will switch to the bazooka in that slot. So next time you just tap D-pad left, it will pull out the bazooka rather than switching to the grenade launcher. And then you can just hold D-pad left again, and it will switch to the grenade launcher thing in the active slot. So there's making it the active slot and then toggling it to be on or off. I hope you guys understand that. Hold D-pad left to switch active equipment. Yes, I said that. No theater mode. I think theater mode causes some lag, so You know, there's really no point to it. I know, I think if people want to record gameplays, then they should just record gameplays. But as it is right now, theater mode only lets you upload like 30-second clips, and I really don't feel like if it has a potential to ruin the game, I think it should be modified or just removed, because I don't think the Call of Duty developers are doing a great job in theater mode. I heard it worked very well on Halo, but I don't know, maybe it's a coincidence, but Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 have theater mode, and they're fucking laggy as hell when I play them. And that could have something to do with the lag compensation, but this could also be an effect as well. I think holding the melee button while on a ladder should allow you to slide down. I think beating the campaign on each difficulty will give you 1 prestige token. Every 2,500 kills gives you a prestige token. Every 500 objective captures gives you a prestige token. Now, some people say, well, then how can it be a prestige token? Because, you know, prestige doesn't have to mean like, oh, hit the prestige option. Prestige can also mean like a high value or something prestigious. So you can look that word up on the internet or a dictionary. People still use those. Okay, now on to objective type of things for this stuff. I think plants and diffuses should give 2 points. Your team's domination spawn flag will give no points on the first capture, but anytime afterwards will give 1 point. The middle domination flag will give 2 points on the first capture, but 1 point anytime afterwards. All other objectives will give 1 point, you know, a headquarters, whatever. Objectives will have an incremental capture bar, and the best way to explain this, I guess, is saying, like, if you hop on a domination flag now, or a headquarters thing, just think of it as a 1 increment, right? You get points for capturing the whole thing. But I think maybe they could divide that increment. Let's say they divide it into 100 pieces. So every tiny increment will give you some XP and stuff like that. XP is given on how much you capture of the said things. Even if that capture isn't a successful capture, you will still get XP for capturing so many amount of those incremental points. And you must capture 50% or more of a point. You must capture 50% or more of a flag or objective to count towards your point streak. And it must be captured to receive credit. So, well, that is it for that, guys. I will be back in the next one.